We're live. Hello, everybody.
Uh,
Take it away, Brian.
Happy birthday, Joe. It's a
Oh,
day late, but
thanks.
nonetheless, happy birthday, man. Hope you had a great day yesterday. I know your mom came to town. Karen, is she around right now? She gonna pop in for a live?
She's here somewhere. She'll probably
She's
pop in.
popping in for a live today, man.
Yeah, we could get her in here
She's
at
in the
some point.
comments every week. I feel like she needs to get on camera.
Yeah. I gotta see. Let me go double check that. We're gonna be playing multiplayer today, guys. It's a big day. We're gonna talk about multiplayer. We're gonna play multiplayer. We've got a couple of our OG players in here. We got Suit and Duck and Jax. So welcome to those guys, and I'll be right back. But you guys have some fun. Take it away.
Right on. What's up? What's up, guys? Stoked to have some of our OG players here hanging out with us today. How you guys doing today?
All right, I guess.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Excited.
Hodge,
to
what have you been
playing.
Good.
I'm excited for this multiplayer. We tested it for the first time yesterday, and it was a blast. So we're getting back on it today. Have a couple rips on the trails with my pals here, so gonna be a good day.
I've got to say, I was surprised when Joe was like, "Hey, we've got multiplayer. We're going to be jumping in Discord and trying it out today." I did not expect it to happen that fast. Did it happen more quickly than you thought it was going to happen, Hodge, or is this kind of what you thought was going to happen?
I knew I'd be able to get it set up fairly quickly. We were looking at a couple different multiplayer frameworks, and I just decided to go with the one that I'm most familiar with. I've used it in a couple games. Our old game, Mad Skills Motocross Chasing the Dream. I used it there, and then one of my other current games, I'm using the multiplayer framework. So I knew it was going to be pretty easy to get set up, but honestly, it worked a lot better than I thought it was going to. Like some of these guys are over in Great Britain, UK, Europe, and they're not really rubber bandy at all. So that's a good thing. There hasn't really been much smoothing done to, I guess, the player objects in it. It's working pretty good. So super happy with it.
Like, how much did the work that you had done on Chasing the Dream, how much did that help what you did here? Were you able to sort of take the bones of it and bring it over, or was it more the experience you got from doing that made it easier this time? How would you kind of compare those things?
Yeah, it's more so the experience. When you're making multiplayer games, it gets really ingrained into the game, so it's hard to take complete systems out and then drop them in other games. So yeah, it's really just the experience, kind of getting the player object set up, getting the server set up. But once you have those core ideas, it's pretty easy to implement into subsequent games.
Right on.
I think one of the most fun things for me is just like going in drone mode and just following people around. It's so fun. I don't know who's hitting these big whips right now, but they look good.
Joe, why don't you kind of give us a little rundown about what we're showing for the first time today and how it all came together and all that stuff. I mean, it's multiplayer. It's kind of a big deal for us, I think.
Yeah, multiplayer is a huge deal. We started working on multiplayer on Monday, and by we, mostly Hodge. And I was expecting it to take 2 or 3 weeks to kind of get something up and running. And yesterday, Hodge was like, if you guys want, I can fire up a test server. I got something happening. And as Brian said earlier, yesterday was also my birthday. So best birthday present ever. We jumped in here, me, Hodge, and Ankras, or Cedric, tested it for a while. And once we realized it was working pretty smooth, then we got some of our beta testers in here to test it with us. And so far it's just an internal test. We haven't released this to Patreon or anything yet. It needs some more work because it's kind of just running off of a server on Hodge's computer, and we need to set up like dedicated servers and other things. Hodge can talk more about what needs to get done before it can go out to Patreon. But plan is that, hopefully in a couple weeks, few weeks, at least before February's over probably, we'll get a version out to Patreon where you guys can come in here, hop in a server and cruise with your friends. A lot of other things will have to come, like the name tags are added today. There's ragdoll stuff that doesn't work. There's drone stuff that it's going to be a work in progress thing for a while, but we'll get something out so you guys can start having fun as soon as we can.
I got a birthday present on your birthday as well, Joe. I got
Levo?
a specialized Levo yesterday. As my first, I'm a recovering motorcycle addict, pursuing mountain biking for the first time, and I got my first. I had borrowed this bike at the end of last season. And yesterday I worked out a deal and it is now mine. So I have my own first mountain bike. It's an e-bike. I know some of you don't consider that a mountain bike, I guess, but I do because I'm old and I need it.
E-bikes just allow you to have more fun for a longer period of time. You can just still get a
Yep.
workout. You want a good workout, you just turn the setting down. So anyone who hates on e-bikes, they probably just haven't ridden one yet.
Also allows me to get over to White Park, which is about a mile away, way faster, just by cranking it all the way up on my lunch break and getting over there as fast as I possibly can. And I get more time on the trails when I have like 45 minutes to ride. If I had to
Yep.
pedal the whole way with no assistance, half the time would be spent just getting through the trail. So that's another thing I love about it.
One of you guys has got some ridiculous transfer lines that I was just following in drone view a second ago. It's probably Jax because you're the free ride king.
Yeah, probably. But maybe not.
Ooh, flip on the
The
spine.
players in this
hip.
Discord are correct.
Yeah, that's
Can
true.
be anyone.
Oh, here we go. Got a little train coming down.
Nice. While we're watching everybody, Rob, why don't we just kind of do a quick one-by-one intro of the guys who are some of our OG players who are hanging out in our Discord with us. Their voices are on here now. They're obviously not. Their video is not. We're going to do our best to manage this. It's difficult anyway to kind of find the cadence of talking to each other when you're doing these things. But we've got a few other guys who are with us, and I'll just kind of let them introduce themselves a little bit. Let's start with Duck. Duck, what's up, man? Where are you playing, and how long have you been playing the game? And just give us a little intro.
So I'm from the UK. I've been playing the game for probably, I don't really know. So when did it release? Like
July.
first on
July.
paper? I think
286
pretty
days
much since
ago.
July. I think I've pretty much been subscribed since then. Yeah, so I'm just glad to be playing multiplayer with you guys, testing it out.
Nice. Thanks for hanging with us, man. We've got Jax is here too. He's been around, I think, from the very beginning as well. What's up, man?
Hello there. Yeah, I'm Jackson from Germany, and yeah, pretty much from the beginning. And yeah, like I was second week or something, first or second week, and subscribed since then. Always giving feedback, shaping the game I want to play for a long time, and yeah, it works pretty well. Developers are listening, community is good, so yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, our community hangs out on Discord. All these guys hang out with us over on Discord as well. And then the third player we have hanging with us today is the great Suiton. Last but definitely not least, I haven't checked the leaderboards in a while, but how many leaderboards are you topping right now in this game,
We
Suiton,
have-
despite the thousands of players?
We have every single one, bar 2, from Duck that's on the flow trails, Lakeside and Paper Wings. It's just physically can't get them, but
Dude, that's
yeah,
ridiculous, man.
and yeah,
You're not even that good if you can't get them all.
we've been close. We have had them all at one point, but never lasts.
But I think am I saying your name wrong when I say Suiton? Isn't it more like Sutton, kind of? How do you
Yeah,
pronounce
it's
it?
Sutton. It's just
Sutton.
Sutton. There's nothing else.
All right,
There's nothing else to it.
got it. And then, of course, we have Hodge, our latest employee and our programmer, and came over from Mad Skills Motocross Chasing the Dream, the PC game, motocross game. He comes from motocross like I do, so we know each other from that side of things. And,
I'm not topping
yeah.
any of the leaderboards.
Yeah, me either. Me either. And Hodge got this this multiplayer thing done in about 3 minutes. Seemed like. I think
Yeah.
that's about how much time you had in it.
It was like 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Figures. Oh. Taking some crazy lines. If you guys want to move to different trails or anything too, just let me know and we'll move around. Hodge, does it only work on open world map right now?
Yeah, just open world map.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is definitely super Frankenstein together. So just kind of the minimum viable product at the moment testing this. So we should have the other maps in here maybe sometime next week. I would guess. So
Let's hop over to TikTok here real quick, Joe. I've got I want to kind of address. Hey, Emma Rose is here. What's up, Emma? I want to address Tudro, who said every time I try to get the game on Patreon, my account gets instantly deactivated. It's super frustrating. If you come over to our Discord and search out Joe or me or Hodge, one of us, we'll make sure that we get that. We help you get it sorted one way or the other. Thanks for trying, and sorry it's been such a pain for you.
The main thing you need to do is go to the Patreon website and they have a contact form. One of the options there is to contact the Trust and Safety team. And if you just email them and tell them what's happening, they'll verify some of your info and then they'll lift the ban on your account. but I think it's like their bot detection type stuff is a little too heavy-handed. But if they don't solve it for you, like email them and see if they'll solve it. If not, message one of us on Discord and we'll figure it out. Someone was asking, is there a way to join the lobby? Not yet. This is not out yet for the Patreon members. It's only kind of internal testing with the few beta testers that we've got. Like Hodge just said, it's a very MVP version, so a lot more work needs to get done. He literally started on this on Monday. Today's Thursday, so it's you know, a lot more work to be done, but we wanted to kind of show off and show how much fun we've been having. We were in here yesterday just having a blast, laughing and doing silly stuff. So I think we should probably go somewhere else for a bit and try something new. Where do you guys want to go?
What was that track you were on? We had a couple people ask what the track name was, Joe.
Where we're on right now is in the open world map. It doesn't have a name. These are kind of like these new free ride trails, like dirt jumps that Cedric's working on. They're work in progress. He plans to make these go way down below, but we're at the base of the mountain here. So here's the little lake at the base of the mountain. So you can see, you just kind of go up to the left if you're at the lake, and you'll find them right here. They're not very far. I don't know if there's a Patreon build with these in yet. Does anyone know?
With the trails, I think there is, yeah.
Okay, so if you're on the Patreon build, you should be able to get at least some of these trails. Yeah.
Ted on Canyon. Thanks, brother, for the roses. A whole bunch of them, and we appreciate it very much. And Austin, Joe, Austin's loving the beard, dude. He's loving the beard cut.
Well, thanks. I hate it.
Lisa thinks it's good too. She doesn't think you should grow it out either.
Well, I'll keep it stubbly, but I probably won't. I don't know. I'm lazy. I don't want to shave every day. I don't like, I like to just trim it up once every couple weeks. Can you change your bacon or change your person's gear? Not yet, but we do have customization coming. Maggie this work is working on a bunch of branded gear for the rider. So she thinks by tomorrow she'll have some stuff done to show off. We'll have to send it to that brand first for approval before we can show it to you guys. But once that brand approves it, then we'll make an official announcement and show it off maybe next week on stream. Most likely. I want to go do some like race runs together. Hodge, can we do it in race mode, or do we have to do it out of race mode, or does it matter?
You could do it in race mode, but I think it's gonna break. So probably best to do it. Probably best to just set a marker at the top and run them old school.
Okay. Let's do fledging because it's short and because I think Suitin hates this trail. So.
Yeah. So guys, if you exit race mode and then place a marker, it shouldn't break for you. You can just respawn back to the top.
Yeah, we'll just session it a little bit. I think that'd be fun. Kind of sessioning down a trail. See how that feels.
Guy Nixie So on TikTok is subscribing to the Patreon tomorrow. He says,
Yo,
"Welcome, man. Glad to see you're going to check it out. Very cool."
Of course, Sutton just flies
Will
right
it
by
be on
me.
Xbox? Joey asks. The plan is to put this to make the game on consoles. Yeah, we're just on day 286 now. This is we're developing this game in public, and it's still in pre-alpha phase. So this is a very early game. You wouldn't normally see a game when it's at this phase of its development, but we just kind of have a different philosophy where we do the whole thing in public, and we have a Patreon that people are hanging with. They're supporting us. They're getting everything that we do as we build it. If you want more info on Patreon, you just head over there and subscribe if you'd like. There's a free tier, and then there are some paid tiers, and the paid tiers get you all the builds that we release, which is normally, I don't know, Hodge, how many builds do you think you're doing every month now? Are we doing at least 2, aren't we, every month?
Yeah, I would say at least 2, 3, sometimes 4. Just kind of depends.
Cool. Also have a free play test on Steam if anybody wants to check out the game and play. If you play the play test, you'll get an idea of what we're doing and why this game feels so different than any other mountain bike game out there. Keep in mind the art and a lot of the stuff is very early because we're early in our process, but the physics are really coming along, and that's the biggest differentiator at this point, I would say. And I think when you play the free play test on Steam, you will see what we're going for. You just hit the request playtest button, search for Cranked, hit the request playtest button, and you'll get access right away. Joe is flying with the drone as we test multiplayer, which was just the first version of multiplayer was ready to test yesterday. So this is a baby right now.
Oh, a little 360 at the end. Who's that?
Me, I think.
Nice, dude.
Joe, that's a good time to talk about your vision for combining a drone, a real drone gameplay into this game. I know we talked about it in other streams, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I used to fly some FPV drones just as like a hobby, and FPV drone sims are all super fun, but I never really found one that had like good ways to kind of practice like chasing people on mountain bikes or other action sports elements. I know some have some situations where you can, but they're always kind of lackluster to me, and they're usually just like automatic kind of like dirt bikes going in a circle that you practice chasing, and it's kind of boring. So I just think it'll be really fun to have like a full FPV drone sim within the game, so you can just kind of hop in, follow your buddies around. Like, we don't have an FPV drone in here yet, really. This is just kind of like a easy to fly kind of drone, but it's still fun. You kind of get the feel. But someday I'd like to have more proper drone stuff and have a whole like replay editor thing with the drone, and you could just like create edits following your buddies and just have fun with it. I almost have more fun chasing people around with the drone than I do just playing the game. So I'm excited to explore more of that later.
I don't really believe you. I know you have fun with the drone, but I know how many hours you played this game. I don't really believe you. I want to do a quick call out on the Red App side of things. It's our OG crew hangs out with us all the time. We've got Goose Fraba hanging in the house. As always, Makai's here. Goose wants to know if multiplayer will have crashing with other players. I think the answer is no there, but I'll let you guys talk on that.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Just from like a technology standpoint, like collisions are pretty hard to get right. Because you have to run them on the server and then distribute them to all the clients. And we're hoping to have like, I don't know, like 100 people in a server. So it'd be pretty intensive on the servers. But I know from a design standpoint, Joe, you did not want to have them, right?
Correct. I think I think it's more frustrating. Like if you're kind of doing like what we're doing right now, and someone accidentally bumps you and throws you offline or whatever. I think it's more annoying than it is fun. In the future, like way after the first version of this game is released, if we do other type of race modes, because downhill racing, I don't think it's super important to have multiple people on a track racing each other with collisions. That's not how it works in real life. So, but in the future, if we do like a cross-country race mode or something like that, then I could see it being more necessary to try to add in collisions. And hopefully by then we've got bigger staff, maybe some more money, and can spend a little more time on that. But for the very first versions of multiplayer that'll ship with the 1.0 version of this game, the plan is no collisions.
It's I think it's a bigger deal in a motocross game because, bumping is such a big part of moto. And Mad Skills Motocross, our mobile game, kind of got away. It was a little bit easy for us because we didn't have any turns. Everybody was just in their lane. So really Mad Skills Motocross is sort of more like a time trials game where you're kind of seeing the ghost of another player. But Hodge, you were making a 3D motocross game with multiplayer. Were you going to try to allow rubbinous racing in that game, or was it too difficult of a challenge to solve in that too?
I got to work in a little bit. It was definitely a little sketchy, but it's really hard because, like I said, you have to do all the collisions on the server. That takes a lot of processing power, especially if you have like a full 40-man gate. And then once you process those collisions, you have to send all of that collision data out to the clients and sync them up. And it gets a little bit confusing here and now. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a challenge.
We've got Shield Retro hanging out over on the Red App, and Meebs is with us. Gage's Tuna is here. Scruffy Roosevelt's back. All the S's is around, of course. Birdshaw, what's up, bud? Birdshaw's loving the multiplayer. He said Joe without the beard just looks like he's sick.
Screw you, dude. That's funny. Let's mix it up. Let's go somewhere else, and let's do some like pretend races together.
What's up, Meebs? Good to see you, man.
What about the single trail next to Paper Wings?
Yeah, we can do that. Like the one up above to the right?
Yep.
All right, let's do that. Let's, we'll just come to where I am if you guys see me. And we'll start right in this spot.
Caleb is hanging out on the right.
3-second head start.
Oh, sorry.
Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. No restarts. See who gets down
Caleb's
fastest.
hanging out on the red side. He wants to know if there's a way to join the lobby. No, because we haven't tried this before, and it's kind of a challenge to find a cadence in these things to make sure you're not talking over other people. And when you can't see somebody, it's even harder. So we just kind of cut it to 3 people today, but we'll see in the future. Maybe we'll expand it, and
Probably
also
means the multiplayer
if we
lobby.
limit it in the future. What's that?
He probably means the multiplayer lobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, I see. Okay, my bad. I got you. I thought he meant in this voice chat. Gotcha.
Yeah, no, the multiplayer lobby's not open yet for Patreon. Still work in progress, fixing out some bugs. This is us just kind of internally testing and sharing it with you guys.
Nixie says Cranked is peak. It's better than most fully released games. Thank you, brother. If anybody hasn't played it, I mean, you don't need to take anybody's word for it because there's a free playtest on Steam. You can just play it if you have a PC or a Mac or a Steam Deck and see what you think for yourself. It's the playtest itself could easily be played for 100+ hours easily.
Dang, did I
Joe has
win?
more time than that, and that on those trails, way more time than 100 hours on those trails for sure, and lots of people do. I bet all 3 of the guys playing with us here on the live, Duck, Jackson, Sutton, all have 100 hours in the playtest map. Would you guys think that that's true? Duck, how about you? How many hours do you think you have in this sort of OG map?
I don't think it's quite 100 because I only really
Okay.
did 1 track. I just grinded out Fika Break. I probably have like 50 hours on that, to be honest. Just 1 track.
On the one trail. Wow.
I've got 80 that logged in Steam, and we didn't add the game to Steam until like a month or 2 ago. So the fact that I have 80 just in the last month or 2, that doesn't even count all the time I spent testing in Unity and everything. I mean, I probably got close to 1,000 hours at this point. Let's do another
Sutton,
race.
the best player in the world. How about you? How many hours what is the track, Sutton, that you have the most time on, and how much time do you think you have on that track?
I think Siggy Stardust probably takes it, mainly because I was going through a time that probably wasn't possible. So I think I've got over 100 hours just on that one trail.
Jeez.
So
and this is why he's at the top of every leaderboard but 2. If that's what we said earlier, I think that was the count.
Yeah, it's just
that's ridiculous.
Let's go do a Siggy race together, and then as we do that, I'll answer Bryson's question of how did the idea for this game come to be.
Yeah, it's a good question Bryson has. I was just going to bring the same one up. Thanks, Bryson. Good question. Go for it, Joe.
Let me know when you guys are all here.
Oh man,
COVID-19. This game's called Cranked. It's called Cranked, and you can get a free playtest of it on Steam right now. Just search for Cranked and hit the request playtest button.
All right, Siggy race, first to the lake wins in 3, 2, 1, go. The idea for this game, I've been riding bikes a long time, and I've been playing games a long time, and making games quite a long time, actually. And all those kind of 3 things came together. My main motivation for this was just when I watch like pros, like Hardline Tasmania's this weekend, and I'll watch that race, and it just looks so much fun. And I'll never be a skill level in real life to be able to do that kind of stuff. So my motivation for this was to try to make a game that feels as close to real riding as possible, to where we could like replicate that kind of riding, those kind of tracks, and make everyone feel like a pro. Like it's easy to pick up this game. It's really hard to master. There's a massive skill gap. But yeah, I just wanted something that felt more like racing and allowed me to feel like Jackson Goldstone or Ace of Vermet or one of those top riders who just shreds everything. And that's kind of what we're going for, is just having fun, being in full control, and trying to mimic what real life riding and racing feels like. I felt like a lot of the other games just didn't do it justice, especially when it comes to tech riding on like rocks and routes and proper downhill racing format. I feel like they're kind of lacking in those departments. So you could see a lot of our emphasis on Cranked is put into those areas where I believe other games are kind of lacking. And if anyone else here on the call, like Jack Sutton or Duck, wants to weigh in on if we're achieving that goal or not, you guys can talk about what you love about the game too.
I mean, the bit about
if I'm not riding, I'm playing this game, so it's pretty similar, but on a point where it's not annoyingly similar. So you still have all the elements you have when you're riding a bike, but it's still a game, so.
Exactly, that's what I love about it. I've pretty much been riding bikes my whole life, and this is the best, like the most enjoyable bike game I've found. So that's why
For me, it's basically just the responsiveness of everything. You see something coming to you, and you know exactly how the bike reacts, and yeah, everything feels how it should feel. It's just
And you're a real rider as well, right, Jax? You ride in real life as well?
yeah, so we have a lot of bike parks
Such
in
a
the
large-
area as well, so the summer's always bike park season, and yeah, we are familiar with the sport. Let's say it like that.
Dude, I thought I won that, and then I get to the race, and Sudan's back here just wheeling around. He's probably been here for like a minute already.
Hey, Jackie Joe, we'll answer that question here in a minute, buddy. He wants to know if we can make a jump line with a bunch of tables and a bunch of trees. It would be amazing. You might even have something like that already, a jump line going through trees.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go show them paper wings. I don't know if it's really going through trees, but
There you go.
we've got a bunch of jump lines here. We can do a little race here. You guys ready?
Cool.
3, 2, 1, send it.
And JNC, yeah, you can play third person. Most people don't play third person because we haven't spent as much time on it yet. We're still in pre-alpha. It's only day 286 of this project. Most people play in first, but you can play in third, and we will work on improving it for sure.
I think these guys have speed hacks.
Yeah, agreed. This is the best table in the game right here. This left-hander, use a little scrub. Oh, it feels so good when you do that. One thing that I really like about Cranked is the right stick allows you to lean the bike like sideways. So when you're, you can use it to scrub or come off the lip kind of at an angle. You can also use it to like jump into berms and line up your bike directly into the berm. That right stick comes in play, and it's a lot of fun, in my opinion. I don't know where everyone went, but I crashed.
Birdshaw says, "Did you guys know Sutton is 7 years old?" I did not know. I did not know that he's 7 years old. You have a very mature voice for such a small child, Sutton.
And he still wears diapers. That's 7. It's weird, but
All the S's has 300 hours in just the playtest map, he says.
Jeez, dude. Where to next? Anyone got a request? Any of you guys?
Lakeside.
Let's go. Sending. Bye.
User 96 and then a bunch of other numbers wants to know if there will be other he says, will there be other countries maps like Austria, the Hot Shots line, the World Cup track, etc.? Joe, I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but what's your overall take about real world riding trails?
Yeah, so we just kind of did an internal test to see what real world riding trails would feel like with the track in Wales. So if you're on the Patreon, you can go try the Wales track. You can see where we got inspiration for that track. But it turns out, yeah, we can replicate real world stuff, and it works really well in this game. Almost, I mean, the best I've ever seen in a mountain bike game, honestly. So that test worked out well. So our hope in the future is that we can partner with a lot of these places in real life, or partner with the UCI World Cup and make as many replicas as we can. But we're also going to have modding, so it's up to the community as well. If you guys want to hop in once modding's released and start making replica trails, your local trails or World Cup trails or whatever, that'll be a possibility too. So yeah, in the future, we're going to try to do as much of that as we possibly can, because I know you guys want it. And it's super fun.
So would somebody be able to, I live in Morgantown, West Virginia, very hilly place. Would somebody be able to download a map that includes the terrain, and then they could build like an urban trail that doesn't actually exist in their town through their actual town and take the time to build up the buildings and everything? Is that the type of thing that modders would oftentimes do?
Yeah, modders could definitely do that, because you can get like terrain data from Google Maps and other places, and then you can kind of use that as a base and then build on top of it, so that it it kind of feels similar to the real place.
Emmanuel says, where can I get it? This is Cranked. You can get a free playtest right now on Steam. If you just search for Cranked on Steam, hit the request playtest button, and you'll be granted access immediately. And you get 5 raceable tracks, I think it is, and a number of discoverable ones. And you'll get a pretty good idea what this game is going for just with a playtest. And then if you support us on Patreon for as little as $5 a month, you get everything that we do as we release it. We're on day 286. Still in pre-alpha. Hodge is our programmer and releases like 2, sometimes 3 builds, generally speaking, per month. And any month that you're subscribed as a paying subscriber, you get to keep all of those updates for forever. So even if you only subscribe for a month and you get a few updates, it's already super fun and deep, and you would get to keep that for good. So you could even just try it for $5 and, you know, get a few builds and just stick with that. If you do continue to support us and you build up a total of $50 in contribution toward this project, which is self-funded, then you get a key for the final game when it's released. That's the rundown.
Quickly, guys, come set a marker where I'm at, and let's go session this little side trail that has that hip and that line that splits off into two. All right, I think everyone's here. Let's go.
Emma Rose, I saw you ask Hodge a question earlier, and it's pretty deep, and I couldn't find an opening to ask him. So if you want to ask that question again, I'll make sure Hodge sees it. Bryson, we've talked about a VR version. I mean, it was never really consideration, but so many people mentioned it that it got onto our radar. I mean, it's not like we're planning for it or anything. I have no idea if that would happen, but you know, everybody who's asked us that question have gotten our attention. People ask us about mobile games too. We made mobile games for a long time, and we don't have plans, but we're not the kind of people who say never. You never know how things are going to go. We try to keep an open mind and move forward, and if things continue to go well, we'll see. You never know. Maybe VR could happen sometime in the future. Hodge, what do you think? Would it be fun to build a game for VR? To take this game and make it work for VR?
No, I think it would.
No?
I mean, I shouldn't say no, but I feel like it make you very sick. Because it's kind of hard to find a horizon point in this game at the moment. So I think we'd have to dumb down the physics a lot. I played like MX bikes in VR, but yeah, after like 3 laps, it just
Yep. I agree.
you go all cross-eyed and want to throw up. So, yeah, never say never, obviously, but who knows?
I agree with you. I've
So
tried
Jackie
MX
Boy-
Spikes VR, and it's same. Like after 3 laps, I have to put it away.
Jackie Joe Boy, who earlier asked about the jump line through the trees, says, I have the game. What he means is a lot of trees, like the one on the downhill trail. So it sounds like he wants
okay.
a jump line through tight trees.
Gotcha.
Which does sound kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
That's all it takes, man. Good ideas. So many good ideas have come from the community and now are in this game that we're developing in public. So many ideas.
I think one of my
Did I see
favorite
Aaron yet today?
things.
Hey, Karen,
I've not
what's
seen
up?
Aaron yet. Is Karen in here? No, I thought maybe she was like behind me.
Karen's in here. Hey, Karen, I think you should be making an appearance on camera. You're in-house right now. What's up with that? Haven't seen you in way too long.
Yeah, if you want, Ma, you can come in the room. It's up to you, though. Why is... Oh, never mind. We race with Joe on Chase Cam? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a race with me and Chase Cam. What do you guys want to race? You guys pick it, and I'll follow you guys.
Hey, what's up, Karen?
Oh,
That's
there she
Joe's
is.
mom. She's always hanging out in one of the 2 chats. You never know. She's always around, though. That's Karen. Anytime you see Karen or Joey's mom, that's the great Karen in the background. How's it going? She can't hear me because you have your headphones on, but
Brian
anyway,
said, how's
I
it
said
going?
hi.
It's going good. I love being at the Welch
Nice.
Resort.
I
All
don't know if
right.
you guys heard that. She said it's going good. She likes being here at the Welch Resort.
With the beautiful swimming pool.
Tell Hodge what?
I like the name.
The names of what?
Above the heads.
Oh, my mom says, Hodge, that she likes that you got the names above the heads.
Oh, thank you. They're a little bit
Yeah.
scuffed still, but yeah, they're pretty nice. I think. Thank you.
You said thanks.
Multiplayer's been alive for 1 day, Hodge.
Yeah.
One day.
He said there's.
It's okay.
they need some more.
I have high
And Brian
standards, though,
goes,
so.
Multiplayer's been around
Yeah.
for 1 day, so it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he did this in a day. Less than a day.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do a race, and I'll follow and Chase Cam. But that's my mom. So if it wasn't for her, this game wouldn't be made because she wouldn't have made me. All right, let's. What track we going to, guys? What do you guys want?
We'll do the new trail, Red Light Pledge.
Let's do it. Go to Red Light Pledge, and when you guys are ready, take off, and I will chase you in the drone.
Wait, you guys got to count to 5. Let me go
Someone
first.
already went. All right, go. Go.
Bob Lover 420, which I think is a very sensible username. Kebab Lover 420 says that he or she, I'm assuming he, would love some faster, tighter downhill trails too, Joe.
Well, if you tried Wales,
If you tried Wells, then you would see that we have that.
also this trail gets
Indeed.
kind of fast, tight, and downhilly. Obviously, right now in the open world, we're kind of boxing out the trails. And until like a whole section is done, we won't go in and then fully decorate, add more trees, make it tighter, add bushes, grass. Like there's a lot of decorations that'll make these trails feel tighter. So that stuff will come later because it's really hard to like edit a trail after it's been decorated. So things will improve in time.
Lucas says, honestly, this game was way too much of an overhype when it was getting developed. But I mean, it's still in pre-alpha. We're only on day 286, and it's not really so much hyping as we're just kind of developing it in public. You know, we just kind of we talk about the things that we're developing in public and include the people who are playing with us to help them, allow them to kind of help us mold it. So, you know, that's kind of the approach that we're taking. But yeah, if it's not for you, then.
Oh, someone just crashed. Oh, we got cheater lines. The drone sees the cheaters.
Lewis asks, how's this game different from Mavericks or Descenders? And because we have some actual players hanging with us, since we're testing this new multiplayer today, I'm just going to let somebody who doesn't work here and isn't making the game and just has been playing it explain it. How about we have Sutton, who's the best in the world? Sutton, did you play Descenders and or Mavericks?
I played both Descenders and Mavericks Mavericks not so much, but Descenders a lot before this came out. It was my favorite game for a while. But I could never do.
Can you say how you think it's different? Like,
yeah,
what feels different about this game than those games?
Well, if you meet a single rock in Descenders, you will probably die. In this game, you can actually properly play a downhill track. Go through tech, go through rocks and roots. Even though the roots aren't fully there yet, but if you just look at everything else, it is pretty spot on. You can go through rough terrain and everything. It's got no canned animations, so like all the whips and everything you do because you want to do them. If you look bad, it's kind of your fault. And you have just unlimited control. And that's pretty much it.
Any of you other guys have anything you want to add about what feels different about this than the other games to you?
I feel like
Student pretty much said it all.
Like the traction you have for the ground, you feel like you have way more control, like with what you're actually doing. Like Descenders feels a bit slidey here and there. I haven't played Mavericks yet, but I can say this just feels more in control than Descenders. So it's more racing focus.
The person who asked that question, I don't know if you actually ride mountain bikes in real life, but we often find that people who actually ride really get this game. And sometimes people who are into the other games are not necessarily real riders in life. I'm not saying that's always the case, but it oftentimes seems to be so. If you guys are interested in this game and you ride, or you don't, and you want to try it, you can just head to Steam and get the free play test and play it and find out for yourself if it's for you or not. We don't really hear too many people who actually play it who don't like it. Very rarely does that happen, but you never know. Maybe you won't. If somebody does play it and doesn't like it, we'd like to know what you don't like. Maybe we can figure out how to fix something and make it better for you. It's kind of nice having you guys around to answer that question we've been asked so many times. It feels, we're the developers. Of course, we're going to say, we don't have as unbiased a view, I guess, as players would. So it's cool having you guys here to answer. Thank you for that. Lewis is a mountain bike rider. I would say give it a shot then, Lewis, if you're down. I mean, it's free on Steam, so give it a shot and see what you think. Lando, thank you for the roses, man. Very much. A bunch of them, and they're still coming. Ellis, the plan is to take this game to console, but we are not even to day 300 on PC yet. It's still in pre-alpha, so it's a work in progress. Eventually, consoles, yes. We haven't talked about which ones or which ones we would do first or anything because it's still pretty far off, and we're a very small team. We try to focus on our priorities and not spend too much time thinking about things that are off into the distance. But eventually, consoles, we very much want to.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's set up another race. You guys want to do that one again or a different one? We haven't done Prancer.
Yeah, I was just thinking Prancer would be good.
Let's do that. I will start.
Ice now asks if he can play. Go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say I'll start racing, and if I crash, I'll pop into drone mode. But let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, take it away, Brian.
I'll pay more attention when you guys are going to start a race. I'll wait until you get rolling because that's really when I should be addressing things. Ice now asks, can I play this test on a MacBook? Yeah, you can. You'll want to go in. I mean, a good MacBook, you should be fine. If it's an older MacBook like mine is, when I was playing on my MacBook, I would turn the graphics settings down so it would run better. You'll need a controller. I mean, you could play with the keyboard, but it's better with a controller. So I was playing with an Xbox controller Bluetooth on the low settings on my M2, my MacBook M2. And it played fine. You know, the graphics get stripped down, but the physics are the physics, and it's fun to play still despite the lower graphics. So yeah, check it out and see what you think. You'll probably want to get a better machine ultimately to play the final version of the game, but we are attempting to make this game as accessible to as many people as we can. I'll let you talk about that a little bit, Hodge. The challenge of trying to balance making the game beautiful, making it fun, but also making it accessible to a variety of machines. What's that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want as much people to play as possible, but there are definitely some limitations when trying to support basically all PC hardware out there. Regardless of what Apple thinks, Macs are not really good at gaming. So it's a little bit hard to optimize for those. I have a couple MacBooks that I test on, and obviously it's not perfect right now, but I think we have it in a good spot to make it playable at least. Yeah, you definitely want more of a gaming focused machine. The Steam Deck is a pretty big target of ours. I know Joe has one, I have one, and yeah, you can really just take it anywhere and play. So we definitely want to make the game accessible on that and also look good. So that's kind of our baseline target, I would say, as far as like hardware goes, because I think it's 4 or 5 years old now. So it's a little bit older, struggles a little bit, but I think the game can still look pretty good on there. But yeah, we just, it's going to take a lot of optimization on our part, not only, programming wise on my side, but also in the art department as well. So kind of finding that balance is a little bit difficult, but we'll definitely get there eventually.
Let's cruise down Acrophobia, and then at the end of Acrophobia, we'll bounce back over to those free ride, the new jump lines. So let's take it off. Go, 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 go.
Accessibility is one of the pillars of the game. When we created it, it was something Joe's been talking about since he started telling me about this game idea he had years ago, that he wanted it to be accessible to play as far as the skill level is concerned. Like, you can pick it up and play it. It's not like MX Bikes. While it's just an extraordinary game, it's very difficult at first. You have to play for a really long time just to kind of make it a lap around the track in one piece. Joe didn't want that in this game. He wanted something you can play right away, but you have to be really good at it to be one of the best. And also, accessibility means as many machines as possible. So it's a priority for us, and we will definitely do our best. When is the game fully releasing? Lincoln Moore asks. We don't know. You probably won't hear us give a lot of answers about dates and stuff because it's off in the future and you don't know what's going to happen. We're a tiny team. There's only 4 people on payroll on this team. And then if you give dates and then something goes wrong and you have to, and you're going to be delayed, then everybody's upset and it's a problem, and we don't really know anyway. So, it's hard to say. We'll do an early access at some point, and, in the next year or so. At some point in the next year, I would think. Would you say, Joe, early access in the next year, likely?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you guys our goals. Like, we do have internal goals, but I'm not, these aren't promises, and a lot of times these shift, as you guys know, from GTA 6. But August timeframe is our goal for early access release, and then sometime next year, like maybe February-ish would be 1.0 launch. And then probably, 6 months or more after that would be console launch. If things keep going, the way they are going. Obviously, if we get more funding, a publisher, or other things, those timelines can change. But that's kind of what you can look forward to is, we kind of need to get something out in early access as soon as, later this year. So be on the lookout, wishlist on Steam, and hopefully later this year we got something in early access. All right, I'm moving
Josh
over
wants
to the
to know
flow
what
jumps.
the next big thing we're going to add is. So you're seeing multiplayer, which Hodge just got into the game and got testable yesterday. So Joe and I saw this for the first time yesterday. Hodge has been working on it for the last week or so. Hodge, what's the next big feature that's coming after you kind of feel like you get multiplayer where you want it to be?
I think it was a toss-up between modding and better rider animations and third person. So I don't, Joe, what do you prefer on that?
Yeah, I don't know. It could come down to like a vote in the community and see what you guys prefer. Like, do we do another pass on third person animations and some minor physics tweaks, or do we get modding in and then let you guys kind of have fun with modding while we're off working on that stuff? I don't know.
I guess my thought process is the game as it is right now is functional. Like the rider animations are good enough, at least for right now. So maybe we transition into modding after we get multiplayer working, so we can kind of have the core base systems functioning, and then we can kind of build from there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Guys, I'm at the new jump lines if you guys want to come join. I think that's a good plan.
So did you say the animations would be third person only? Did I get that right, or did I get that wrong?
Well, it's the third person camera. The animations are going to be the same regardless of third and first person.
Okay.
Just,
Yeah.
I guess, kind of getting everything looking nice and polished up.
Will we update the playtest? Yeah. What's the plan for any new changes to the playtest coming up, guys?
The playtest is only going to get updated with certain things. So we won't be working on that map anymore. We won't be adding multiplayer or modding or anything like that to the playtest. The playtest is really there for you to test the physics. We're busy kind of working on the open world map and the rest of the main game. Obviously, if physics change, if animations change, if camera stuff change, anything that kind of is related to the core gameplay, then the playtest version will get updated with that. But there won't be much new content like maps or anything like that coming. Our end goal is that we want the playtest eventually will get shut down and it'll turn into a free demo. And what I would like is, this is a big open world map. I could kind of fly around really quickly, and it's hard to see with the fog that we've got in here now. We probably need to fix that. But anyway, it's a massive map. Our goal now is 60 trails on here, and it's going to be split up into different zones. And there'll be different chairlifts that take you to the different zones. So our plan is that the free demo will lock you to like the first region and the first chairlift of the open world map. So you'll get to experience the full game, like a vertical slice of the full game. You'll get to experience the physics, the kind of the way the career mode's going to work, some customizables, and you'll kind of get a sneak preview of that. And then if you like playing in that first zone and you want to unlock more, you can just buy the full version, and then you will unlock the whole mountain. So that's kind of our goal for the free demo, but that'll probably take, that might not be out for a year from now, like in that kind of state. So anyway, that's all my long rambling of a question.
Cool. Deadman Gaming says, I say allow the modding early, so if anything, it can give y'all more ideas of what people want. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the modding also benefits everybody. If not everybody's going to want to mod, but if modders are making fun stuff, it's more things that the community can play and more content for everybody to have fun with. So Joe essentially has been modding a track because he's not a programmer, and he's learned how to use Unity to build the Whales Trail that he's been working on. And that really got my attention as far as, I knew it anyway, but when I see the trail and I see what you created with that, Joe, it made me understand like how much brilliance will come out of the community with this.
Yeah.
So I'm with I'm with this suggestion that modding gets some priority. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. And if I can handle it, you guys can too. I'm not like super skilled in that kind of stuff, and I kind of just learned in the last month or two. So, I think some modders out there are way higher skill level than I am. So I'm excited to see what you guys create.
I think a tutorial series where people who are interested in it but don't really know where to start, to kind of get people rolling, get them off the ground, get them to do some simple things and start to understand the tools makes a lot of sense. When you do it in the context of the actual game that they want to build in, and you learn modding within that game, that could be kind of cool, and we could discover some people who have talent and just never tried that type of thing before.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoever just hit that ridiculous line of like 50 transfers, that was pretty sick. I was following you in drone view.
I love these like dirt jumps because it's just endless possibilities with little lines you can do.
All right, let's get a train and I'll follow in drone. Everyone go up to the top and restart at the same time. All right,
Nice.
3, 2, 1.
JKS wants to know about
Keep going.
JKS wants to know about Linux. It's already available on Linux, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Available on Linux, playable on Steam Deck. There is an issue with some of our jump shaders. They're not compatible with Linux at the moment, but it is on our list of stuff to fix.
And that includes the free play test on Steam as well as the open world map that you get through Patreon, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That
There
was
you go,
sick.
JKS. You can get the free playtest right now on Steam. Just go to Cranked and hit the request playtest. You'll get it immediately, and you can play it on Linux.
Man,
Fishy26 wants to know if there will be tricks. There are tricks now, but they're all physics-based. Everything in the game is physics-based, which is cool because you can throw fat whips in whatever style you want. Back flips, front flips, 360s, whips, scrubbing, that's all physics-based. We have ideas for how to do animated tricks later. We know somebody we would want to work with who's very good at it if we went down that road. But there's no definite plans as far as I know. Joe, do you have, like, probably not for 1.0 release, you would say no animated tricks. Is that right?
No, 1.0 release, like here's the key pillars of 1.0 release is multiplayer modding, obviously like the career mode and the progression system and the whole open world mountain, customization, 3 bike types, downhill, enduro, and trail. And I'm probably missing some things, but those are the core features for 1.0 launch that we want. And then, we'll see how the game's doing. I see how successful it is, how much money we've got, how many people we have on staff. And then other things we want to add is like full FPV drone mode. We want to add a dirt jumper. We want to add a BMX bike. When we add the dirt jumper and the BMX bike is when tricks would come in. So that stuff will come later. That might be like, version 1.5 or 2.0 or something. So, that won't come very soon. I think, you got to have a really good solid base before you can start adding in tricks. Like the physics need to be dialed. You got to have good trails. We got to get more bike types in. Like there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done before we can just start slapping in tricks. I think if you do it too soon, before the base game feels good, it's kind of like, what's the point? It's like putting a bunch of sprinkles on your ice cream that you haven't mastered yet and it tastes like slop. So that was a horrible analogy, but you know what I mean.
What's not horrible is that Fishy and Samrog just followed us on TikTok, getting us that much closer to what? We think we might pass 13,000 today. Is that right, Joe?
Yeah, I think we're getting close.
Number? Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
So if you're on TikTok and you're hanging out and you kind of interested in this game that we're developing in public, it's only day 286 of this project, so it's super early. You're seeing a game in the early stages. It's pre-alpha. We have a lot of work to do still.
Hey, we hit
but
it.
It's super fun already. You can play a. Go ahead.
We hit it.
Oh, we hit it? Nice. That's 13,000. Sweet.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how TikTok works. If I look at our account, it says 13K. If I click on it, it says we have 12,979. So maybe we need 21 more. So if there's 21 of you out there.
Well, Will and Nixo just jumped into the thing, getting us closer to 13. So thank you guys very much. But yeah, you can go to Steam and look for Cranked and hit the request playtest button and just play it. And you'll see some people are asking how it's different than the other games. We answer that question a lot. So it gets a little bit boring for the people who hang out with us a lot. So the best thing to say is it just feels very, very different than any other game. And you can just try it yourself at the free playtest on Steam. Just look for Cranked and hit request playtest. Download it, play it on PC, Mac, Linux. You probably want to have a controller, and first person is definitely better than third person at this early stage. We'll work on third person, but play it and see. It's free, and let us know what you think.
New keyboard controls are pretty nice. I'm able to get down the mountain within like 7 seconds of my time. So
Nice.
keyboard players can definitely play now.
How much help are you getting from the community on the keyboard side of things? Are there some people in Discord who are helping you with feedback on that?
Yeah, there was a few. I was hoping for a couple more, but there was definitely a couple keyboard players in there that helped out a little bit. Everything is rebindable now, like even on the controller side. So if you don't like the default key binds, you can just change them if you want.
Man, I want FPV drone in here. This drone's fun, but man, FPV drone is going to be next level.
What Jay Vince wants is to be able to change skin color and customization, Joe.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of plans. You know, you'll be able to change skin color, hair type, hair color. You know, I've taken a lot of inspiration from Street Dog BMX. I think his customization is really solid. So I want to do something like that, but with the addition of a bunch of real world branded gear. So we'll have all kinds of different jerseys, pants, goggles, helmets, gloves, shoes, all kinds of different stuff from different real world brands that you guys know and love. And we'll get as many of those in as we can. We've already got one big, massive one that's signed on, and Maggie's working hard on making that stuff this week. So as soon as it's ready and approved by that brand, we will do an official announcement. But we've worked with many brands in the past in our Turbo games. Like we've worked with Troy Lee Designs, Fox, Fast House, Thor, Red Bull. I don't know. I mean, O'Neill. Those are the ones off the top of my head. There's many more though. So we've got connections with a lot of these brands. Brian here still does technically work, you know, a bit at Racer X, a big moto magazine. So he's connected with the industry, and you know, we know people love the real world branded kits. So we're going to get as many of those in as we can, as well as bikes. We've got the Frameworks bikes in now. We've got another bike brand that's signed on, and we're trying to get as many bike brands in as possible.
Tom something, I can't tell those cursive fonts, wants to know how we met. We all met through Mad Skills Motocross, the video game. I was one of the founders over there. Joe and I are owners of the company that makes Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX. If you guys know those mobile games, we've been doing those for a long time. And then Hodge was making Chasing the Dream, a motocross game. Hodge and I both come from the motocross side of things. Joe's a longtime bicycle guy. Hodge and I are longtime motorcycle guys. And we all met one way or the other through the game. We hired Joe to come on originally. Well, Joe actually started as a beta tester for Mad Skills BMX, I think.
Yep.
And then worked his way up to being a level builder, and then worked his way up to being the lead game designer, and then ultimately ended up with a stake in the company. And we started to work with Hodge when he was making Chasing the Dream. And we tried to make a PC motocross game called Mad Skills Motocross Chasing the Dream, which blended us and him together, but we just couldn't find the money for it. We tried to find the money to fund it. We couldn't quite get it done. So when we managed to self-fund this game, Joe and I and our friends Tobias and Mike, and our programmer needed to step away and do some other things, we had to have a programmer, and we went back to Hodge, who we knew from Chasing the Dream, and we were fortunately able to hire him full-time, and he's on our team now and helping us make this thing. So yeah, we all know each other through video games and motocross, basically.
Hodge is from.
Thank you for the follow, Ritzo.
Hodge and I are from the same area too. I mean, I don't live there anymore, but we both kind of grew up in the Chicagoland area. So whenever I go back home and visit family, get to hang out, and been to a bunch of motocross races together. Went to GDC together, so it's been fun. Can't wait to go to more stuff in the future though. Like
we gotta get to an SX race this year.
Yeah, we should. We also need to go to a UCI race this year.
South Korea. That's where I want to go.
Dude, you keep wanting to go to South Korea.
Hell yeah, I've wanted to go to South Korea for years, man. I've had the opportunity through working in the motocross, for a magazine for a long time and the video games for a long time to go a lot of cool places. I've never been to the Far East at all, let alone Korea, and I would love to go. I think it looks super cool. Food's great. Transition bikes would be cool, XD says. Yeah,
yep,
cool.
I agree.
Gage says, come down to the Daytona Supercross. I've been down there a few times, man. It's a fun race, sort of half moto, half.
It's my favorite one.
Supercross.
Yeah, I definitely want to hit that sometime. I was gonna go to Glendale this weekend, like kind of last minute, but the plane tickets are like $1,000, and I was like,
Oof.
maybe not.
Dude, you could see what the plane ticket is to. Oh, it's this weekend though. Never mind. I was gonna say you could have seen what the plane ticket was to El Paso, and then we could have drove.
Yeah. So about flying into Las Vegas too, but yeah, it's just kind of crazy right now.
What Supercross races have you been to, Hodge?
Well, just last year I went to Detroit, Indy, St. Louis. There might have been another one that I went to, but I went to a lot of nationals too. Red Bud, Ironman. I went to the MX of Nations at Ironman last year too.
Nice.
So I just try to hit as many as possible. Nashville is one of my favorites. I went there a couple years ago and stayed at a hotel pretty close to the stadium. Really good vibes down there on the, I don't know what they call it down there, but all the places that you can hang out, all the bars and stuff.
Yeah, we met up was that last year or the year before that you and I met up at Nashville?
Oh yeah, I forgot you were there. That was the year before last, I think. I totally forgot you were there.
Yeah, because my sister lives in Nashville now, well, outside Nashville. So we went in that one.
Hey, Will, the game's called Cranked. Cranked Will.
Cranked Will. Check it out on Steam.
Yeah, there's a free playtest of Cranked on Steam, guys. If you don't have it yet, just head over there and search for Cranked and hit the request playtest button, and you'll get the playtest build. It's not this map, but you'll get the playtest map, which it's got 5 raceable trails and a bunch of discoverable ones, tons of gameplay, and you'll know if you're down with what we're doing. You'll see how it feels different than the other games. It really doesn't play like any other game at all. It seems like most people think dynamically it's the most similar to playing MX bikes. Don't you think that's what we've heard, Joe? Like, I've never heard anybody say playing Cranked feels like playing Descenders, or playing Cranked, certainly, and never heard anybody say playing Cranked feels like playing Mavericks. Never heard anything like that. But I've heard this feels to me like MX bikes, even though this is much easier. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people too compare it of like a mix between Descenders and MX bikes. Like the controls are kind of similar to Descenders, so if you're at home with the controls and Descenders, but the physics here don't feel anything really like, like the ground physics and the slippy slidey is definitely a lot different. But the free physics of whips and scrubs, I've heard some people say feels like MX bikes. I know we've got some, like Hodge is a huge MX bikes player. What's your opinion on that, Hodge?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not as simulator-like as MX bikes, but I think just like overall gameplay, like first-person camera-wise, feels pretty similar. The way that bike moves under you. Yeah, controls are a little bit different from MX bikes. I mean, you still have the rider lean on the right stick, and the gas pedal and the turning is pretty similar. But yeah, overall, if you play MX bikes, you can play this. If you play this, you can probably play MX bikes. So.
The other thing I was going to say was we've taken a lot of inspiration from MX bikes when it comes to camera stuff, camera settings. Like a lot of our camera settings, I mean, are legit like almost copied directly from MX bikes because they do such a great job at it and people are used to those camera settings and the way they can customize it. A lot of games don't even let you customize the camera at all. Like, I don't think Riders Republic does. I don't think Descenders does. I don't think Mavericks does. So that's one thing that, we really want the player to be able to customize the experience to how they like it. And changing FOV and the height or the tilt of your camera can really change the way the game feels and plays. And everyone's got a little different opinion on it. So the more customization for that kind of stuff, the better in my book.
Trip is heading to the Arlington Supercross. He says, I've been to a Supercross there. That's a fun one because it's the only one where they have a screen like that. So seeing dirt bikes ride around with a massive screen like that's an unusual experience. I only went to that race one time, I think. Panic Rev says this looks sick. He's probably a moto guy too. What's up, man?
That might be one of my buddies. TSM Panagram.
Oh yeah.
I'm bad at that big hip, the big leg boosty hip. I don't know if I'm supposed to pop hard or not or what. A lot of other games too, and I don't know, it'd be interesting to test this someday or have a version of it, but I was talking to Adam Hunt, who makes Street Dog BMX, and he was asking, like, on these jumps, do we have any sort of, like, nudging of the player to help land them in the transition. You know, like his game, you don't really have to like judge your speed or like when to pop or anything. It's just kind of like you're always flowing naturally and you're always hitting transition and landing. And that can be very fun. But it can also be very rewarding when it's all like free physics, like true physics like this. But it would be interesting someday to test out a version that like assists the player. Any thoughts on that, Hodge?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be good to look into. I think that's how BMX Streets does it. What's that scooter game? I think it's just called Scoot by Matt Cole. I think he also does kind of like lip detection. So I think it might be kind of a good accessibility feature to have. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of rewarding just to, you know, send it, and once you get good at landing, it feels nice.
Because part of the fun of like hitting dirt jumps in real life is getting the rhythm down. Like, you know, sometimes you hit the first double or two, and then the third one you kind of screw up. And like, there's a lot of skill in real life of just like flowing and not only building the trails so they flow well. That's a big part of it, really, is like who's the trail builder and how good are they, but also just being able to like ride them. And I feel like that translates to this game. You know, it's fun to try to like flow, and there's a skill to it.
Ab on Sentier wants to know what bikes we have in the game. Joe will show you when he has a chance, but we have the Frameworks downhill bike right now. That's the only bike in the game. We partner with the guys at Frameworks, which I just think is one of the coolest brands there is. I love what they're doing. I love the way their company came together and how they're building something with passion, and they're trying to do things right. It's not about money. It's about doing something you care about, which is the same with us. We're doing something we really, truly care about, and it really resonated with us. So when Joe reached out to Frameworks guys and they wanted to partner up with us and put their bike in the game, we were super pumped, and there it is. That's the first one. We'll have more, hopefully. We'd love to get their enduro bike in the game, and we want to get other brands too. Yep. But it's just so early in the process. We haven't really done too. No, we do actually have another bike lined up. Yep. Joe, are we ready to talk about that yet?
Yeah, I've been talking about it because they're a smaller brand, and I think giving them a little publicity is nice. Guys, check out Significant Other Bikes. This girl named Ashley, and she does everything over there. She builds the bikes, she ships the bikes, she designs the bikes. I mean, she does everything, and there's some kick-ass bikes, and we're going to be putting their new bike called the Dead Reckon in the game. That'll be probably one of our first trail bikes in the game. It's designed to be a very playful trail bike, almost like a mix between, I don't know, you know, her boyfriend's a BMX rider, and he loves it, and I think it's kind of like this playful, fun, kind of just playful, fun trail bike. So we're gonna get that in the game. I think it looks sick. It's kind of got a vibe that's similar to Frameworks, where it's just kind of like the raw metal look. I don't know what she's using, if it's aluminum or steel or titanium or what, but they're sick bikes. So check out Significant Other Bikes. And she called it Significant Other because she says a bike to her is like her significant other. She's like, I'm with this thing all the time. I'm on it all the time. It goes everywhere with me. Like, a bike is her significant other. So that's why she called it Significant Other Bikes.
Frank Turner wrote a song similar to that about his guitar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Whose screen are we watching? Panic Rev wants to know. This is Joe's screen.
Me. Sorry, I'm not as good as these other dudes. I try to
Hodge
hop
is
into
playing,
view too.
and we have some of our testers, our longtime players, are hanging out on Discord with us and playing real time. Every now and then chirping in, but they're mostly just playing.
I'll get some clips in the drone of these other guys because some of these dudes are a lot steezier than I am.
JG wants to see a turn down whip, Joe. So see if you can find one of these guys who can bust out a turn down whip, and we can drone it and get a cool view of it.
Yeah, hey, everyone session the first big double on the right, and I'll just sit here in the drone view. Try to throw some big old turn down whips there. There's a nice one.
Nice. And it's all physics-based, guys, so, you know, none of this is like hitting a button and it's an animation. We don't have any animations in the game. What the physics can do, you can do on the bike. And that really affects the way it rides, because you can scrub and do all kinds of other things because the physics are built that way. Well, we made this game. We've been making this game physics first from the beginning. It all started with a very early challenge that if we could build fun, something that was, how much time do we have? Joe, why don't you describe it? You're better than, you were kind of in charge of that. So how would you describe how this game started and how it ended up getting some momentum, enough momentum to get off the ground?
Yeah, originally this was being developed under Turborilla, and I was put in charge of running a prototype of any game that I really thought would be fun. And I've been really wanting to make a mountain bike game, and the stipulation was we had 6 weeks, so we had 2 programmers on it for 6 weeks only, and that was our budget. And if we couldn't find the fun within those 6 weeks, then the project would get canned, and we'd move on to something else, and kind of keep doing that till we find the fun. But to my surprise, those 2 guys, which was Zach and Elias at the time, within like 3 weeks, we were all addicted. Like we would spend like 6 hours a night playing and racing each other and having fun, and we couldn't stop. And at that point, I mean, it was still very janky, but we knew we had something special. So that's kind of when we decided to make a prototype, and then take that prototype and use it to pitch to publishers. So we went to Croatia at a place called game conference called Reboot, pitched it to a bunch of publishers. Unfortunately, none of them accepted. They all thought mountain biking was too niche and it wouldn't make enough money. So we decided this game's too good to not make, and if we can't find the money from a publisher, we'll put in our own money. So the 4 of us founders put in all of our own savings and funded about the first year of development that way to get us to where we are today. And now, yeah, this is where we are. We're not even a year in, a little less than a year in, and we probably got another year or so till we launch the game. But it's been fun, and it's nice not having a publisher. We kind of do what we want. But we are looking for more investors. So if anyone's out there who's got big, deep pockets and wants to get some ownership in the company, hit me up. Man, those whips do look good. The whips look better than I expected them to look in multiplayer, because we haven't really worked on those animations or anything yet. I mean, like a bare minimum. Like Zach did some work on them quickly to make them look good enough, and then we're gonna work on them later. But I think they look pretty good for. I think he maybe spent a week or less on them.
JG says, can you download this yet to give feedback? Yeah, you can get the free version, the free playtest at Steam. Just go to Steam and search for Cranked. Please wish list while you're there. It's super helpful for us. But then hit the request playtest button, and you'll download the playtest map, which has 5 raceable trails and some discoverable stuff, tons of gameplay. You'll know what you think of the game with the free version. So, if you're not ready to support on Patreon, try the free one and see what you think. But if you want the full open world map that we're developing, and you want to be here for the development of the game until it gets across the finish line, you can do that on Patreon. And this is the open world map that they're on right now. So this is not in the free version right here.
Mac, the big Mac said, well, but I just heard it's Yellow Shirt's birthday today, so happy birthday. Wish you the best. Thank you. It was yesterday, but appreciate the birthday wish. Yellow Shirt's name is Joe, by the way. We have names up on the red app, but I don't think we have names like labels on the pink app. Is that what color? Pink?
Yeah, Jackie Joe Boys asked a couple times how to update. I don't remember if you said you were on Patreon or the playtest build.
I could take that real quick.
So, okay, cool.
Either way, if you're on Patreon or the playtest, I mean, if you're on the playtest, obviously Steam will update it automatically for you. But I recommend if you're on Patreon with itch.io, download the itch launcher, and itch will keep it updated for you just like Steam does. So just Google itch application or itch app and download that, log in, and it'll take care of it all for you.
There you go, Jackie Joe. Sorry, it took us a minute to get to that one, man. Thank you for being patient.
I can't wait till nose manuals are good. Like I want a 180 this jump and land in like a nose manual and just like a nose manual down. See if I can.
Panic Rev says someone just just tossed a dip 3 and it looked dialed.
All right,
it's fun, man. You can really see the style when you've got the drone out there with these skilled players. It's cool.
Ooh, look at these guys.
Nice transfers. That's cool. God.
You guys want to do another race?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
Paper Wings.
Paper Wings, let's go.
Yeah, CT Patrick, that is a sick track, man. That was Jax talking. He's one of our OG players. Hanging out with us in Discord, they're not on camera, is Jax, Duck, and Sutton. Sutton's the best player in the world. He's got every leaderboard top time except for 2. So he is a force to be reckoned with.
For other 2.
What's that?
I've stolen his other 2 leaderboard times.
Yeah.
World records.
Oh,
Duck, yeah.
so you have them all now?
No, Suiton
No,
has
no,
all,
no.
but and Duck has the other two.
Oh, Duck has the other two. Okay, so yeah, so we're literally talking. I'm not sure how close Jax is to that, but these are three of the top players for sure. Wow, Duck,
I'm
come
not
on,
that
man.
close because I'm
ridiculous.
more free riding than racing in the game.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun
gotcha.
too. So
In our Discord, we have a free ride lines kind of forum section. If you go in there, you'll see it's mostly Jax just throwing down bangers all the time. He comes up with really creative stuff because you can place. If you guys don't know, you can hop in the drone view and then hit A on your controller by default on Xbox or X and drop a ramp. And he was also the one, I think, that figured out you can place ramps up into trees. And this gets really interesting because then you can place a marker up here and you can use it to like drop into stuff and get crazy speed. So he's come up with all kinds of crazy creative lines with all that stuff. One of those bugs we're not going to fix. It's a feature, not a bug.
yeah, it's just so much fun because you really have so much control over the bike and you can place it exactly where you want it to be. I think that's the
Kind of
main
answers.
thing I enjoy.
That partially answers the question Charlie or Jay asked. You have a lot of competitors like Descenders, Mavericks, Riders, Republic. What sets you guys apart? I think the gameplay just feels a lot different. The physics are very different. It's a very responsive game. It's not slippery. Like Jax was saying, you kind of control what you want the bike to do. Most people involved in this game come from action sports. Joe's a longtime rider. Most of the best players are actual mountain bike riders. We all, I've worked in the action sports industry for different action sports industries for decades, and we always try to add elements of reality and real brands and things like that. And there are other games that have those things too, but just the whole package, I don't know. My view is this is kind of the game. To me, this is the game that if you ride mountain bikes in real life is probably more likely to resonate with you than the other one. That's my view of it. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's what I feel.
To be absolutely honest, this has esports potential.
Let's go. All right, let's do a race. Let's do a race. We'll talk more about it. Everyone at the top, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. I'd love to do some esports stuff. Like I would love to have, my dream is to do like a replica World Series. So every week there's a new track and you can qualify during the week. At the end of the week, the top people get invited to a finals and maybe, we live stream the finals. There's a points paying system. So the top players earn points every week. And then we see at the end of the season who has the most points. I'd love to combine it with some like real world prizes and in-game prizes as well. I think it could be a ton of fun in this game.
Thanks for the follow, brother. Roman says, I'm defo getting the game. Sweet, man. You can get the free one on Steam right now. The playtest, just search for Cranked and you can download it now, or you can support us with a Patreon subscription and get the whole open world as we build it. And you get to keep all the builds that you get as you're a paid subscriber. And if you subscribe $50 over time, so if you do like the $5 sub and you stick with us for 10 months, you'd hit 50, you would get a key for the final game. So it's kind of a way to like buy the game. And the game's not going to be 50 when it comes out, but it would be a way of buying the game in installments almost and getting to play it every step of the way and getting to help mold it even.
Hey, let's go race on the new trail that we haven't touched in a while. The one that's up here to the right. Remember the really techie one Antgrass made a couple of weeks ago? It's like if you go to the top of Paper Wings and then go left and hit that fire road off to the right. It's like up there. Let's go set markers there and go race that a little bit. But I want to answer a question in chat. Someone said, who's everyone got winning Hardline this weekend? If you guys don't know, Red Bull Hardline Tasmania is this weekend. I would like to see Ace of Vermet win because he rides Frameworks and we got Frameworks in the game,
Oh.
But Frameworks also picked up... Who'd they just pick up? One of you guys knows.
I know they've got Aaron Gwynn there, but...
That's who it is.
Yeah, Quinn.
Yeah,
So I'd love to see one of those guys win. All right, let's go over here. We'll drop a marker, and let's do a little pseudo race on this trail, which this trail is going to be called because of, if you guys don't know, the $100 tier on Patreon allows you to name a trail, and someone named this one Roosevelt Avenue. So this is Roosevelt Avenue. The racing's not in here yet, but there will be eventually. But let's do a little pseudo race here in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Cosley, thank you for the heart me. Anud, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you guys supporting us. And then I saw Reed Jensen wants to know what's good with the guy in the middle. Hodge, what's good, man? What's happening?
We're trying to keep up with these guys. I am super slow, but otherwise I'm having fun bombing these trails right now. So
How long till you program in some cheats for yourself? You know what I mean?
well, I was thinking that's probably what I'll do when I get off here.
Oh, I missed it. I don't care. Still going.
Cosley says, last time I checked, the shop wasn't fully built yet. Has that been built or is it still in progress? It's still very much in progress.
Yeah, I don't think Maggie's touched the shop. She's working on new rider gear for customization.
How long until we get that first brand in the game? You maybe already said that in this. The first gear brand.
I reset at the start. That was my bad. I think she'll be done with some of the first kits this week, and then we'll send them off to that company for approval. And then, we'll probably just throw them on as like default kits for now. I don't know when we'll get around to doing customization. It's not like on the priority list at the moment. So, I don't know. You'll probably start seeing them in the game as default kits, I think within the month of February. But Hodge can weigh in on that. How hard is it to just like swap out the... I mean, Maggie might even be able to one to swap out the gear the rider's wearing and put it back in Unity. I don't know.
We're talking like doing like gear swapping like in game or just like
No, like just straight up have like maybe you have the option to pick the male or female and they're both just have new default kits with that brand. Like one option, nothing swappable.
I don't think it'll be too hard. We just have to set up the male rider.
Yeah.
There are camera modes. Yep. There's first and third person at this point. Third person is still a work in progress. AMG, I am West Virginian. Born and raised. I live in Morgantown right now. Hodge and Joe are from Chicagoland. When's it coming to Xbox, Ernie? It's going to be a while. We're not sure when. We're still in pre-alpha on the PC side of things, so we need to get through V1 and then we'll start thinking about console. Probably at least 6 months after V1 of the PC comes out, we think. We're guessing.
Yeah. I don't know who's up in the lead here. Who's on the wood thing right now?
That may be
I'm
me.
on this. I'm on a bridge, but I'm stuck.
Now you're in the switchback berms, the massive berms.
Yeah.
It's crazy the scale of the levels when you see it in multiplayer. Like you don't realize how big some of these trails are until you're in here cruising them in multiplayer.
Goose says you should make it so in multiplayer riders who actually collide. We talked about this earlier. It's a huge tech challenge. Might be annoying with a whole ton of people. It's not really how things. It's a motocross thing, but it's not really how things go very often in mountain bike riding. I mean, it can happen obviously, but there's not a lot of rubbing and bumping in mountain biking compared to moto. So. Not probably in the plans. It's just really difficult, Hodge was saying, to pull that off as well. It's a big tech challenge. He tried to do it when he was making a motocross game, and it was difficult. So, I don't know. Sounds like it probably will not happen, but I understand why you'd think it would be cool.
I think it'd be easier to do it with like cars and stuff just because they're a little bit more predictable. They're on 4 wheels, but you also have to take into consideration like a bike behaves way differently. If you get bumped in real life, like it's harder to stay up on 2 wheels, and not only the tech challenge, but just handling the physics would be a little bit challenging. Definitely not. We said this earlier, but never say never to some of these ideas. But yeah, as of right now, we'll just plan to keep it collision free for the moment.
Let's do a chill race down the like it's called Birmingham technically in the game. But if you guys start at Fledging and then back out and come find me, it's like the trail that's to the right of Fledging. We could do like a little pseudo race down here since it's super flowy. I think it'll be interesting.
Real quick, before you guys go, I have a very important announcement to make.
Yeah.
Our guy Will has subscribed to the Patreon. Will, thank you, brother.
Will.
Very, very cool of you, man. Thanks for supporting us, and hopefully we'll see you on our Discord too. Super active community there. So if you're not hanging out on Discord already, please announce yourself when you get there. Thanks for the support, man.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Do I always get
You
a
guys
head
notice
start?
how I
Maybe.
cheat every start?
Yeah, I know you do, but I kind of do too. So we need it. These guys are too fast.
Jonathan Janish says cinematic run replays like Gran Turismo 4 would be sick.
Absolutely. Replay editor, it will be happening. It's in the plans. I don't know if it'll, when. It's not like super duper high priority, but replay editor will be in the game. Some of you guys took some
And then we
cheater
also
lines.
have the idea of the FPV drone element to the game where in multiplayer, other players can decide to play as FPV drone pilots and record footage as well, which would be cool.
Right, let's roll it again.
That would
when
be
you
an
guys are
interesting
done.
element to an esport. I think it was Jax who mentioned earlier that this game has esports potential. I agree. What do you guys think about how the drone would fit in, Jax, to the esports side of things?
Yeah, it could work very well. If you look at action sports in general, there are a lot of drones present at this time. So it would actually fit in the game as well. So there's a harmony between these two things, let's say it like that.
Yeah, very much so.
I think it'd be cool to have like a whole broadcasting setup where we can set up like TV cameras on the side of a trail, but also have
That would be
sick.
sick.
Someone piloting a drone while someone's doing their runs. Be so sick.
Oh my God, we just became a broadcasting sim as well. So we've got a broadcasting sim, we've got an FPV drone game, and a mountain bike racing simcade. I love it.
And it'd be cool is like people who want to get into broadcasting, we could like have like guest broadcast visitors on the stream every week and be like, all right, this week we got this guy or girl, and you get to practice what it's like to broadcast virtually. I don't know. Let's practice everything. We'll practice our mountain bike skills, our FPV skills, our broadcasting skills. Let's have fun with it.
Joe, Reese wants to know what you think of BMX Streets.
I like BMX Streets. I think it's fun. I haven't played enough of it to give you like a really detailed perspective on it, mostly because most of my time gaming is spent on this one, testing and making stuff. But I think it's cool. I think it gets super steezy. I really like their manual physics and kind of animations and stuff. So I'm going to take a lot of inspiration and try to make our manuals feel and look as good as theirs. Yeah, I'm into it. I like it. I also like Street Dog BMX a lot. I play both of those. If I'm in more of a chill vibe and don't want to think too hard, I'll play Street Dog. If I really want to try hard and makes things look extra steezy, then I'll play BMX Streets.
When is the first
Mello
live whip-off taking place?
I don't know. We'll have to do that soon. Maybe after we redo third person and make the animations a little better, then we can celebrate with a whip-off competition.
Sounds good to me.
O'Mello wants to know, are you thinking of adding the old low-quality graphics for the people on crappy laptops?
Yeah, we've talked about it internally, trying to figure out a way to get even crappier graphics in the game for older stuff. So we're discussing it and figuring it out. Some of that stuff might come later on. But yeah, for now, playing the open world map runs way smoother than the demo map because the open world map, as you can see, isn't really decorated yet. So if you do join Patreon, you can always try it here. We always tell people too, if you join Patreon for the $5 a month and test out this map and it doesn't run well on your computer, you can just message us and we'll refund your $5.
Have you thought about trying to do a low systems requirement mode / art that is super light but also stylistically cool? Something that like, okay, if you want to play it's light, you do this version that's like black and white stick drawn or something super, super light but actually looks kind of cool. That's obviously just off the top of my head, but have you ever seen a game do that? Like make the low version not just like a really, really, I don't know, polyed out thing, but something that's stylistically cool but light?
It's a cool idea. I don't know. My idea is just like remove everything that's visual that doesn't have a collider. So like you know, in this map right now, there's no bushes, there's no grass, there's like, it's very bare. It's just textures and trees, and that's why it runs so well. So I think like on the lowest settings, it could just look something like this, where there's just, you know, it's not as pretty and it's decorated, but the stuff that matters is there. The stuff you can collide into is there, and then you just get rid of the rest.
Makes sense.
I see there's a mix of the old trees and the new trees in here. I wonder why that is. I thought we replaced them all.
Cam wants to see a flip, somebody.
Oh, we can get some flips. Where you guys at? Where's everyone at? We need some jumps. Let's go over here. Let's go session. What is this? Lakeside? Lakeside's this way. I'll go drone the first jump. So if you guys want to hit Lakeside first jump and throw some flips and stuff.
Scruffy asked if he could see the new tech trail off to the right. I don't think we already did that, did we?
Which tech
It may
trail?
have been a little while. It may have been a little while ago. Scruffy, if you, it could have been a little while. So let us know, Scruffy, if you're still hanging out and you want to see something specific. Sunny, can you see the sun go down? We haven't done that type of stuff yet. We've had ideas since the beginning about the passing of time and days and different lights. But nothing, I don't think there's anything like that in the plan at this point, is there, Joe?
No, I know Maggie wants to do it, and so do I. I would definitely like to have like different, you know, times of day and all that. But that kind of stuff can come later. You know, we got to get the base done, and then we'll do fun extracurriculars after.
We've been making games for a long time, and if there's one thing I learned, it is to understand what the most important thing is when you're in the very early days, and focus on the most important things and try to get those things right, and deal with the details that make it cooler but aren't necessarily absolutely vital to the game being super fun when the time comes. So that's kind of what our general approach is: do the right thing at the right time and don't get ahead of ourselves. I think it's a little bit of a trap to try to do too much stuff. It's hard to do a whole lot of things really, really well. So we try to do a few things and do them very, very well and build off of that. It's our approach. Look at that scrub.
Dude, I'm going to become a master drone pilot just because of this game.
You'll have hundreds of hours in it.
Nice scrub. Little whip. Ooh. Who am I following? Who is this? Is this you shooting?
Yeah, it's me.
What you got on the wood kicker? Big old dip 3. Oh. Man, Red Bull's gonna hire me to be a real drone pilot after I see these skills. I'll be quitting Cranked and doing full-time drones for Red Bull. See you guys. Bye.
I'll just hire somebody else. We'll just hire somebody else. It'll be fun.
It's easy to make video games.
Yeah. That one guy wants to know if it's going to come to console. Yeah, I mean, the plan is to bring this to console. We're on day 286 of the PC version, still pre-alpha. We have a ways to go to get this thing 1.0 of the PC version across the finish line, and then we'll figure out how we're going to approach consoles. But it's been a part of the plan. I think the game would be great on consoles. I think it's a really good fit for it. And a lot of people ask us about it every time we stream, so
it's on
important to us.
The brand new one by Angrass, don't know if it's even built yet. It's on the other side of the map. I'm trying to think. Guys, which one is he talking? The new... connected to... Oh, that one. I don't know. Let's go see if there's anything. I'll go fly over there while these guys are doing that. It's probably easier for me to just start at Siggy and fly up that way.
While you're doing that, I'll kind of acknowledge Sonny's question, which is, can you see the suspension go down? And you can, but I'll let you guys talk. I'll let Hodge take that one since that's more of a developer-y thing, programmer-y thing. What's your take on the suspension at this moment, Hodge?
So that was added before I joined the team, seeing the suspension move, the forks move, and also the 4-bar linkage in the back, I don't know what you would call it, the swing arm, I guess. Yeah, that all that stuff moves, so definitely have some realistic suspension movement in here. Maybe need some tweaking. I don't know. As we add different bikes, we'll kind of play around with that again and make sure it's realistic, so.
Yeah, I think I'd like it a little squishier, so maybe we'll tune it. Maybe when we do our third person pass, we'll do another another little quick pass on that as well. I'll try this trail and see if it's running good today, and if so, those guys can come join me. But last I checked, this was one of the very first trails he made, and then since then the physics have changed, so he's going to redo this eventually, but it doesn't look like he's redone anything yet. Austin asked if we've tried MX bikes or do you all not mess with dirt bikes. I mean, a lot of the guys here I've played MX bikes. Hodge here played probably more than any of us. He's a dirt bike dude. Loves racing, rides in real life. Brian comes from moto. So yeah, we're definitely in MX bikes. It's a great game.
I worked in the motocross industry for almost 20 years.
I think
I
moto
probably have like 4,000 hours on MX bikes.
Dang, dude.
I only have like 500 on Steam, but I've been playing it since 2015 before you could even get it on Steam.
Wow. Hodge is also working on his own moto game. I don't know if you want to talk about that at all, Hodge. Feel free if you do.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been too much going on with it probably the last couple months because I've been pretty deep into Crank, but finally got some sounds in this week that are pretty good. They're still developer sounds, but we haven't really released a name for it yet or like any information, but yeah, it's definitely work in progress and one of my hobbies, I guess, my free time. I'm not working on Cranked.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, this trail doesn't flow super good. Where are you guys at? I'll come back to where you guys are.
I'm going back to the dirt jumps.
Dirt jumps? All right.
Trademark says, I say you should make the camera move more dynamically like how dynamic camera is in MX bikes. What's possible right now, and do you have any planned changes for the camera?
Yeah, I think some more dynamic movement would be pretty good. The thing is, it's hard to focus on, everything at the same time. Like right now we're working on multiplayer. I think the first person camera as it is now is pretty good until we can start getting in there and doing some more polish on it. But yeah, definitely some more dynamicism. I don't even know if that's a word, but yeah, we'll get there eventually.
It's also hard to, like, I know MX Bikes has a setting where it like predicts turns and like looks into the turns and stuff. I think that's probably easier to do on circuit tracks that go around and like you kind of know which way the player's gonna go. Because I had one of my buddies, Richie from Rad Dog Bikes, was talking about this to me the other day, and he was saying like for tight switchbacks and turns, you should really, like in real life, you're kind of looking into that turn, and we should try to make that happen. But it's hard to predict, until the player puts in some input, then we could maybe start moving the camera. But otherwise, you don't know. In an open world thing like this, where there's multiple line choices, places to go, it's kind of hard to predict exactly like what the player's going to do and where they're looking. That's why we've got all these FOV settings and other things. So if you want, you can just like kind of crank up the FOV, and then you can kind of move your eyes within the frame type of thing. But yeah, more
we
camera
definitely
settings.
We have enough checkpoints to do that, like in race mode. Like you can kind of look towards the checkpoint, but when you're just riding around, those checkpoints are not active.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd definitely be a little hard to predict.
Someone asked about a pumping mechanic and if we got that sorted yet. I've been talking a lot about a pumping mechanic. We've talked about it a lot on here. We tried a pumping mechanic in the past and it felt really artificial and like slapped on, we're all trying to make this whole game is like true physics and feel like free physics and all that. And when you put a pump mechanic where you like do a certain button press in the transition and all of a sudden it gives you this like artificial speed boost, it doesn't feel natural with the physics. It feels like something slapped on top. So unless we can kind of make it feel more natural and intuitive and fun, then we probably won't add it. I do think if, once a BMX bike gets in here, we do BMX racing, then we're going to have to add it. So we'll work on it at some point. But I think for the time being, like Hodge said, we can only work on one thing at a time since our team is so small. Putting in a pump mechanic right now isn't super high priority. I'm kind of in the boat of like, I don't love pumping mechanics in any game. Every game I play with a pumping mechanic, I'm like, how do I do this again? And when am I supposed to time it? And it doesn't feel intuitive, and I feel like I'm doing it wrong. And I don't know. I don't feel sold on it, but I'm curious what the three guys in here that are not part of the team and are part of the, well, you guys are on the beta team now officially. But if you guys have opinions on pumping and what you'd like to see or not see, or how it feels now, feel free to weigh in on that.
I quite like
The
how
thing is, pumping actually is there already, so due to the physics
Yeah.
alone, there is a pumping mechanic. If you land your jumps right, you naturally gain speed.
I definitely prefer it just physics based rather than having like an artificial pumping mechanic.
Yep, definitely.
It also feels like the pumping now actually takes skill instead of just clicking a button to just a little boost of speed. It would just really kind of limit the fact that pumping right now is really hard and it actually takes skill. So just kind of make everyone closer for some reason.
Yeah.
I think
So
it would
there-
take my advantage away on some of the flow trails. That's probably why I have the world record, because I feel like I've got the
So now we
pumping
come. I
down
think I
right now.
kind of want a pump mechanic.
Like
Just so you can beat
it
'em.
really gives you an advantage right now
Yeah.
if you can master it.
Especially on trails like Prancer. Just all the little catches you can do to gain like one speed. It really comes down to like milliseconds.
So there you go.
There you go. Chicken
do-
butt. Here's the we got a guy hanging with us in the TikTok side of things named Chicken Butt. First thing I want to say, I wish my son Cranked Intern was in the chat right now, because when my kids were growing up, if they ever had the misfortune of saying what to me, it was always responded. I always responded to Chicken Butt, always. So they grew up that way. So I love the username. And also he says, I'm playing this right now and it's amazing. It's really fast paced and relaxed at the same time. And I think that's a pretty cool way to describe it. It's super fast paced, but it also feels, there's an element to it that feels chill despite the aggressiveness of it. I like that.
Someone asked how they can get
I
into
think
the
that-
lobby. This isn't a public lobby. We're just internally testing multiplayer. Hodge just started working on this on Monday, so it's not quite ready yet for Patreon. But when it is, we'll let you guys know, and we'll do live streams where you guys can join lobbies with us.
Nice. What's the cost? Unknown is asking. There's a free play test on Steam. Just hit the search for Cranked and hit the request play test button. You'll get it right away. Or you can subscribe to our Patreon for as little as $5 a month, and you'll get all of the open world builds that we release over the course of that month, and you get to keep them. And if you subscribe cumulatively a total of $50 over time, then you will get a key for the final game. And we don't know what the cost of the final game will be yet, though. We haven't gotten that far. We're still pre-alpha day 286 of this project.
Oh, that could be cool. Just had an idea.
Tony Rod says, I just played the game and it's so fun. Like the other guy said, it's very relaxing. Nice. Thank you, man. Thanks for checking it out, guys.
I was thinking about this last night after we played the very first version of multiplayer, which was yesterday, which is basically what you're seeing here. I was thinking, like, what multiplayer modes do we want? So I'm curious if the guys on the stream and you guys in chat, like, I would love to be able to set up a little mini race series where, let's say we pick 3 tracks, everyone gets 15 minutes per track, and you can kind of see people like Trackmania style restarting, and you kind of grind the track. At the end, you get a time, you move on to the next one, and at the end you see who has the most points from the 3, like something like that's an obvious one. But curious what you guys think. What other kind of modes do you guys want to see?
Sutton, let's start with you. You have any ideas, or have you thought about what you would like to see in multiplayer?
I mean, I think that just a series where you have one run to get down for each trail.
That'd be cool.
So it really shows consistency instead of just going through all the crazy lines like the world records do. So it kind of bring out another part of the game.
Right on. Jax, you have any ideas?
Yeah, I think it would be a cool idea to add something like gap challenges. Like in real life, there are lots of hidden gaps and jumps you naturally don't ride when you're racing. So yeah, that could be a thing.
What about you, Duck?
It's kind of adding on to what Sutton said, but like if you could do, and what Joe said, like if you could do a downhill race with friends, but do it over multiple tracks, so it's like an enduro. Pretty much what Sutton said. That's my only really.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that'd be really cool.
I'd like to do it in a way that's very customizable. So you could pick like, do you want it to be one run only? Do you want it to be time based? You know, like pick which tracks you want.
Yeah.
You kind of create your own little mini series with your friends. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I'd like to see a
The-
challenge where a racer pairs up with an FPV drone, and together they have to do something,
Yeah.
and they both have to do it well in order to succeed in the challenge. I think that'd be fun.
What do you think, Hodge? What are you looking forward to?
It's kind of like a mini game idea, but I think like a foot down challenge would be kind of fun, where you have to stay in like a box and try to knock other people down, and we'd make like the leaning kind of hard to control instead of it just being like it is now. I don't know.
That'd be
Could
cool.
be cool.
That's why, you know, I'm excited for
About
this
you, Joe?
game. Yeah, I just think all these ideas are
Okay.
awesome, and I'm just excited to like get this game out officially. You know, hopefully have some money in the bank to where we can just have fun with it and like start making fun little modes. And when a player comes up with an idea in our Discord, and I'm like, that sounds cool, let's make it. Like, I don't know, it's just gonna be fun to get creative and see what happens. I was
We
also
got some
thinking,
suggestions from the community too. I could kind of jump down
Yeah,
through real quick.
Let's go. Yeah.
Bailey likes a death race where you go down very sketchy hills, keeps fast, and you can kick people off the bikes. That
That's-
sounds kind of fun. Kind of road rash-esque type game. Sounds cool. Vito wants to know how the game has come along so well in like a few months. It looks amazing. Holy. Well, 2 of the reasons are in this stream right now. 3 of the others are hanging out with us playing in the Discord. It's because this is a dedicated team, and these guys are no joke. We've made games for a long time. We kind of know what we're trying to do. We have a vision and a plan, and they're executing at a high level. And it's pretty awesome to hear that feedback. So I'm glad to hear that you feel like it's coming along. I mean, this multiplayer, how'd you started this Monday?
Well, the actual like multiplayer I started Tuesday, kind of preparing for multiplayer Monday.
And yesterday is when you tested it for the first time. So really it took a day,
Yeah,
a little over a
essentially.
day. It's a work in progress, but it's obviously going pretty well so far. Amazing.
The crazy thing
we've
is,
got,
half of the people here are on the other side of the world. Like, usually you don't play with people all over the globe, and it feels this smooth. So it's pretty impressive.
A couple more comments here. Jack Lucy, I don't know if this is necessarily meant to be for PvP. Maybe it is. I would love to see multiplayer. I would love to see slopestyle mode.
Yep, for sure. Ooh,
Maybe a
that was
multiplayer
easy.
mode. This is from Trademark. Maybe a multiplayer mode where whoever can do the hardest tricks first wins.
You know what I've always wanted to do is a game of bike, a proper one. First, you got to call your trick before you do it. Then you got to go land it. Then if you land it, you know the other dude does it just like a normal game of bike. But the key is that other game. I don't know if any other game's ever done this, but you got to call your trick first. That prevents people from just like button mashing and doing crazy stuff, and then someone having to try to replicate it. But I think a proper game of bike could be fun at some point.
Dano, what's up, brother? What's up, Hayden? Good to see you guys. Cactus says mega avalanche, like mega
Yeah.
avalanche, mega avalanche. Yeah, I said it on Discord, but in my opinion, people being more cautious would make it more fun. Probably wouldn't be for everyone, but I think many people would love it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Riders
Fubu-
Republic mass races.
Yeah. Fibu wants enduro stages, which we've talked about a little
Absolutely.
bit. Long jump challenge from all the S's likes a long jump challenge.
Yeah, and I think like a step up and like whip challenge, like Jack said, would be cool too.
Minel wide open says best whips, which is it's awesome. That's super fun. Jackson wants to know, we think in a week or 2 or a month more for multiplayer on the Patreon builds. How long you think it'll take until Patreon has multiplayer?
I don't want to put a specific time on it just in case something goes wrong, but I have to convert a lot of the like core game systems first. Right now, this is kind of all Frankenstein together, just in this one scene. But I would say Patreon should be able to play multiplayer in some form by the end of next week or the week after, maybe. So pretty soon.
Word.
Sick.
Ain't messing, man. That is Sutton Jackson, yes. Sutton. Sutton is here hanging with us. Duck is here, and Jax is here with us.
Also, I just want to say, I think one of the, and other people have told me this outside of our community, but I think one of my favorite things about this game is the community. Like, I've worked, this is going to be my 8th shipped game I've worked on. So I've been a part of many different game communities. Also, I'm a huge gamer, so I've been a part of other people's games communities. And I'm not kidding when I say, like, this is the most, like, wholesome, nice, kind, cool community I've ever been a part of. I think us being so active helps, like, kind of foster that. I think when the developers are very active and face forward, people don't want to get in there and just be jerks and talk trash. But it's just a bunch of cool people, a lot of mountain bikers, like sharing knowledge and helping each other out. And even when it comes to just bike stuff and real life, and I don't know, I'm becoming friends with a lot of these people, and it's awesome. I can't wait to get like some real world rides together with you guys and meet you guys in person. So if you haven't joined the Discord or anything, I highly recommend it. That's something that it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys, and having 3 of you guys on the stream today. I think to even just be able to like trust people you've never met in person and get on a live stream and know that they're not going to do anything ridiculous is speaks for itself. So this community is amazing.
That's a good point. You came to. Go ahead, Raj.
I was just gonna say that that's just kind of how the bike community is. Like, I was watching a Tasmania kind of practice run video yesterday, and all the riders were just kind of broing down, and I feel like that's how it is here.
Yeah, and I'll support it by saying, before we streamed today, Joe and I were kind of doing the setup ahead of time, and he was like, what do you think about having some of the crew come in and be a part of the stream today, and they'll be in the lobby with us, not on camera? And the only concern I had about it was managing the difficulty of talking over each other. It didn't even dawn on me to think that I would need to concern that somebody would be a jerk when they came on. Like, this thought didn't cross my mind when we were discussing this until just now. It says a lot.
Yep.
I guess a lot of devs wouldn't do that probably. Thanks, guys, for being so cool all the time. All of you guys. Cool.
And I get to meet people from all over the world, which is awesome.
Spaz wants to know if we're the founders. Joe and I are 2 of 4 founders. Joe and I, Tobias Anderson, who is the majority owner of Turborilla, Mad Skills Motocross, all those games. Joe and I are on that ownership team as well. And then my old friend who I hired to work for me when he was 16 at Racer X, the motocross magazine, way back in the day, Mike Fisher, he is the 4th owner of this company, the 4th founder. And then we have, I think Maggie maybe is going to buy into the company. I know that there's an opportunity for the people who are working here to buy into the company and at the same founders valuation that the founders had, and be a part of it and have some ownership. I hope everybody at least considers it. I think when you own something, you care about it even more. You get to benefit from when things work out, and you just, it means more when you get to own a piece of it. So
yeah,
try to make it available.
Maggie's in. It's not official yet, but she's she'll be an owner in a few weeks probably.
Sweet. Love it.
Some of you guys are getting steezy. We could probably wrap it up, Brian, if you want to do a final rundown.
Yeah, man.
Also, I want to give props
Brian,
to you, Brian, though, before you do that, though. I think, especially today, killer job on the stream, kind of managing it, being the host. You do a good job every week, but I think this week even better than most weeks. So nice job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm Brian. That's Joe and Hodge. Hodge is our programmer. Joe is a game director and the visionary. He's the one who kind of has driven this project from the beginning. We all trust him and follow him, and we've got a few of our players, Duck and Jax and Sutton, are hanging out with us and playing too, and a bunch of other regulars in the chat that we really appreciate. Making this game Cranked, we're self-funded. We all put in basically all the money that we had available, and self-funded this game. And we are also supported by our Patreon subscribers. If you search for Cranked on Patreon, you can subscribe, and you'll get every build that we do as we release them. The open world, and you get to just kind of see the game develop, participate in it, help us to make decisions, come up with ideas. Many ideas in the game have come from community members who've been a part of it. We basically exercise radical candor. There's really nothing we won't talk about. Sometimes people ask us about how much money people are making or how much money we put in, and we'll just answer anything. It was kind of a decision early. We were just kind of put all of our cards on the table and do it all in the public. It just feels fresh and it feels different than what most people do, and we were really interested in doing that. And we have a free play test that you can play on Steam. If you just head over there, hit the request play test button, you can get it right now and play it. Also, please wishlist while you're there. And hang out with us here on the whatever platform you're watching us. Please consider following us. We're doing the very best work that we can do. Hodge and Joe and Maggie and Cedric are all just working so hard and crushing it. They're the only ones on payroll, doing such good work. It inspires me every week, honestly. And we have a lot of blast doing these live streams every Thursday. Basically, it's usually me and Joe, and then sometimes Hodge joins. We had Cam McCall join one time. We've had, we're going to get Maggie on here eventually. She's not been on yet, but she said she will be on eventually. We've had Cedric on before. Maybe we'll start having some players on at some point, Joe, on camera and everything. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Some of our OG players who are helping hang out with us. Maybe some of these guys who are hanging out with us today would want to join on camera someday. But that's the gist. That's who we are. We love building this community with everybody, and we just have, like they were saying earlier, an awesome community. We're super stoked with the way Discord's gone and how cool and respectful everybody is, and we're having a ton of fun. So thanks for being along for the ride, or even just popping in for a second and checking out what we've got going on. We appreciate you guys very much.
Yeah, and I think when you're having fun making something, the end product is better, and we're having a blast. So, you know, we're going to work on this as long as we can, as long as financial budget allows. And my hope is that I'm working on this 10 years from now still. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for hanging out, and I guess that'll do it.
Cool.
Any last words from anybody? Guess not. All right. Catch us out on Discord, Patreon, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. See you guys. Bye.
Get the
Awesome.
game in
Later,
there,
guys.
friend.
The awkward part where I have to hit the buttons.